Hello, math people. This is Mr. Carapeza. I just wanted to check in on our first day of learning from afar. I wanted to give a couple words on just what the expectation is going to be and how this is going to work. I know this is new for all of us, but in case you weren't aware, every day by 8 a.m. I will have posted the day's math work. Sometimes a video lesson will accompany that. Sometimes it'll just be work that you can do on your own. Um, and the plan, for now at least, is we're going to keep on keeping on with what we were doing and then progress to what we would have done next. So, what that's going to look like this week is largely geometry. I'm going to spend a day going back a little bit just to kind of hit the reset button and get our minds back in the right frame of math. And then once we feel comfortable with how things are going to be digitally, we'll keep on going. But today it's kind of going to feel like a review. Um, you'll see the work that's posted is a study guide that you would have done had we been in school and doing normal work. Anyways, each day I'll send you your work by 8 a.m. So today is Monday. You'll get today's work. You are responsible to get me that work by 8 a.m. of the next day, which if today's Monday, then Monday's work is due by 8 a.m. on Tuesday. I hope that you can get it to me sooner than that so that I can give you feedback quicker. I do plan on responding and giving you a little bit of feedback on how you're doing. So if you can get it to me sooner, that'd be great. I can give you better feedback and quicker feedback. Secondly, it's math, so let's try to show our work as best as possible. I know we're learning from afar, so it's a little bit weird. So some tips, get a clean sheet of paper, like actual notebook paper, and whatever problem that you see posted for you, write that original problem down, and then from there, just show your steps. Just as you would in class, try to show it neatly and logically, and then circle whatever final answer you get so I can see that pretty clearly, and we'll go from there. And then you will just, most of you have figured out how to take a picture of your assignment. Some of you are using a phone or something to take a picture and make it clear, and then attaching that. However you want to do it is fine by me, and we'll learn as we go. Um, and I think it'd be helpful just to quickly go back in time a bit and look at what we had been doing before all the craziness started. So we were in our two-dimensional geometry unit. We were looking at the area of various figures, and then we moved on to composite figures. So those are shapes that are made up of a bunch of the shapes that we know. But in case you don't have your notes or would just appreciate a quick refresher, here's the shapes we looked at. So the first is your classic square or rectangle. Those have a length and a width, and so area equals length times width. I think we're all pretty comfortable with that one, but just in case, I wanted to go over it. Next, we had our parallelogram. A parallelogram has two important measures. One is the base. We're going to call this the base. And then the height is the measure that connects from one base to another in a straight line. So I'm going to make that this measure right here, this little dotted line. We'll call that our height. And so area of any parallelogram is equal to whatever the base is multiplied by the height. So if you're given a base, the height will be a straight line that connects the two bases, one to the other. Our next shape is, scroll down, a triangle. We looked at various triangles, and a lot of the work today is going to be triangle based. So if you have a right triangle, which is this one right here, it's nice because your base and your height are just the two legs of the triangle. It doesn't matter which is which because the formula for the area of a triangle is just you multiply the base and the height and then cut that product in half. So we expressed that formula two ways. We did base times height divided by 2, or some of you preferred to have the formula written as base times height multiplied by 1/2. Both formulas accomplish the same thing. It's just a matter of personal preference. In a triangle that's not a right triangle, whatever side you're considering the base, and for now I'll use this bottom side, the height is the straight measure that connects the base to the top of the triangle, to like the farthest distance from the base, which would be this point in this triangle. So the height would be this dotted line measure. Okay, our next shape and our last shape is trapezoid. So a trapezoid has 3 measures that are important to it. 2 of the measures are called the bases. We called one base 1 and the other base 2. It doesn't matter which is which. They're interchangeable. But the bases are the 2 sides, the only 2 sides that are parallel from one another. And the other 2 sides are not relevant when you're finding the area. So base 1, base 2, and then the height is the straight measure, not one of those sides, the straight measure that connects base 1 to base 2. My line isn't very straight, but you get the point. That's the height. And our formula for area of a trapezoid is the sum of the bases multiplied by the height, and that whole thing cut in half. And just like a triangle, some of you preferred to do base 1 plus base 2 times the height times 1/2. Either formula or version of the formula works. They do the same thing. Anyways, there's a quick recap of formulas and the shapes we've been working with. Do your best today, and we will figure this out as we go. Good luck with day 1 of Math at Home. See ya.